Hey, converted man here. You were waiting for that, weren't you? Glory be. Arodim, however you say his name, is wrong about everything, and he knows it. And we know it. Everyone everywhere knows it. Even if they don't really know it, they actually do know it, don't you know? Making a wide-scale claim like that is so easy to do. Adrian knows deep down that he's wrong, but doesn't want to admit it because that would mean that he doesn't get to go to heaven when he dies, and that scares him. Ooh. I like making claims that have no bearing at all in reality, just like apologists do. Wait, no, I don't like making claims that have no bearing in reality. I got that reversed. Anyway, so this guy plays a clip of somebody playing Minecraft as he's talking because he's got nothing to show. So, I mean, I guess I could show myself doing my Minecraft thing as I talk about the video where he's talking, but then I have to switch between this and then him. That's going to get really annoying. I'm going to do it anyways, but I'm just letting you know it's going to be really annoying. All right, his video is called "Everyone Believes in God, Even Atheists." Oh God, it's one of these. All right, let's just get it out of the way. What is God? Let's start with that question. Now, if you were here for the live thing I did last time, a whole bunch of people showed up in chat. It was really quite interesting how all these theists came out of nowhere because I labeled the video theists. And so all the theists came, and we saw that nobody answered the question of, like, why do you not know informal logic? Or do you know informal? Like, nobody responded to that question. We saw that people were just asking questions. And, this one guy that I focus on, Angel, that, it's just like, oh, why is this? Why is that? All this. And we saw absolutely no engagement with what I was saying. Like, I was like, finally he did answer. He knows it was God of the Christian Bible because it's revealed somehow through prophets and stuff. So he knows it's the God of the Bible because of the Bible. It's not a methodology. It's not logical. And when people believe in God, there's a lot of different reasons for that, but none of them are logical in the sense of formal or informal logic. It's emotional, it's culture, it's indoctrination, it's a lot of psychological things like that, but it's nothing to do with actual empirical evidence or repeatable tests. It's also a lot to do with once they think that they know what God is, they then assume that is what God is and then make that into their argument. Like, God is X, Y, and Z. Therefore, if God is the source of morals, so, well, if humans have morals, then there must be a God. How do you know that God is the source of morals? They don't. But they were told that God is the source of morals, so now they believe that's true. Anyways, all right. So yeah, let's listen to him. I guess we'll listen more than watch, and then that will be a thing.
You probably have heard somebody say that they don't believe in God, that they are atheists. But honestly, I don't think atheists really exist. For example,
now I've heard this before. Atheists don't really exist. So I'm wondering if he just stole this script from somebody else, because this is something I have heard apologists say. So I kind of wonder if he just took this from somewhere else. I mean, maybe it's not original to him. It's possible. But yeah, I don't even believe atheists exist. Like, hi, I'm an atheist. I exist. Here I am. So you don't believe in me? That's really weird. Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense.
Atheists, for the most part, say that God doesn't exist. An act.
Okay, so for the most part, so this is a claim about a large scale of atheists and what their claim is in regards to God. Now, I've done my informal questionnaire of atheists to find out that we don't think that the universe came from nothing. And it looks like the majority of the atheists do adhere to naturalism or materialism. And that means I was wrong about thinking that that wasn't going to be the result of that question. Darn. But I'm still going to make that video because I said I was going to make a video and I was going to include everybody that answered. And so I'm a man of my word. Even though it negates what I wanted to be true, I'm like, okay, well, I did this work to try to find out what was going on. I don't see any theists or apologists do that. Now, that doesn't mean they're not doing it. I haven't seen it. So if you know of somebody that has, there are wide-scale survey takers that you could pay for, but you would need a good deal of money to do so. So when you say a lot of atheists, fill in the blank, and you show nothing to support this notion, why should we believe you? And I guess that will be the next, poll that I'll do informally of everyone that I can get to do it. Do you say there's no God, or do you just not believe in God? And let's see what wins out, because I don't know. But he doesn't know this either. He has nothing to base this on whatsoever. This is a belief that he holds without any evidence to support it. I don't know what the majority of atheists say in regards to God. Is it, I don't believe in God, or is it, there is no God? And those are two different things. Now, the American Atheist website defines atheism as the lack of belief in God. So that's a pretty big organization. So that's got to represent a good deal of people to some degree. I don't know how many people it represents, but, they're a well-funded organization. Well, I don't know, well-funded, but they're up there. They're out there. So the atheists I've interacted with tend to say that they don't believe in God rather than there is no God. Some will say there is no God, but it seems, basing on my memory of interactions I've had, it's very few that have said that there is no God. So given that, I would assume that the answer to this question will be that the minority of atheists will say that there is no God versus they don't believe in God. I could be wrong. Don't know until I do the informal survey that I will do, later on. I'll, once I've done this one that I'm working on. But you can't make this claim because you have nothing to base it on. Well, you did make the claim, but you shouldn't make a claim unless you have something to base it on, and you don't.
Active claim. He said there's no proof for God, therefore he doesn't exist. We can't see.
Well, yeah, there is no proof of God, so then it's not whether it exists or not, it's that we shouldn't believe it does exist without evidence of it. There's a little bit of a difference there. And then I forgot that I should play my Minecraft clip while I'm talking. So then I'm doing this video wrong, man. Okay, all right. Let me try this. Okay. All right. So he's wrong about all the things he's saying. And is that clip even playing? Yes, it's playing. I'm doing Minecraft. See, this video here, I'm God in Minecraft. See, that's what this video is. And then I'm supposed to talk over it because it gives you something to watch as I talk. But this is actually distracting me. So This is a bad idea. But anyways, okay, let's go back to his video and let's see if my bad idea is good. Wait, no, huh?
See God, smell God, taste God, touch God. So therefore, God is not real.
The sensory inputs that we have do not detect whatever God is. That is true. But beyond that, there's zero way to test God at all in any way, shape, or form that I'm aware of. If you have a way to test God, that'd be nice.
However, gravity, we can't touch, taste, feel, or smell, yet we know gravity exists.
Yes, and gravity is a well understood phenomenon based on mass. I won't get into the complex nature of it because I'm no scientist and I would get a lot of it wrong. You know, I could read stuff about gravity to you, but gravity can be observed. Oh, look, gravity. Amazing. Retestable every time. That is gravity. Wow. So there's a test that we can do upon gravity to observe that gravity is a thing. And there's much science about gravity, science that you probably don't know anything about. So can we test God in the same way that we can test gravity? And you might say, well, we're testing the effect of gravity. No, we're testing gravity itself. Now, that simple demonstration of a thing falling through the air, that is a simple test. There's much more complicated tests that scientists do to test gravity. So can we do simple or complex tests on God, not the effect of God? Because I know that you're going to confuse the effect with the thing. Like, oh, that's the effect of gravity, not gravity itself. Like, it's the same thing. Whatever. Can we test God? You're going to say, I assume, no, because most people say no to testing God. Well, broadly speaking, that I've encountered. Anyway. And again, I forgot to put the Minecraft video while I was talking about the thing.
And how do we know this? By the effects of gravity. For example,
the effect is the thing that we named. You know, we named the thing. Okay, so we observe that things fall. That was like the first idea, and we're like, hey, that we should call that something. Let's call it gravity. Now, as time went on, what gravity was and how it worked became far more complicated. You know, Newton did the first known stuff about it, but others might have been before him or whatever. But at any rate, gravity is because of mass. Everything that has mass has gravity. So basically, you could say that everything has gravity. Gravity is maybe the thing that makes the universe possible to some extent. That means gravity, I guess, is God. But we can test and observe gravity. And we can't do that with whatever God is. But if God is not gravity, then we don't need God for gravity. So this gets into a different problem of what God is or isn't. If you observe the effects of gravity, okay, and we've labeled it gravity, it can't be God anymore. What other phenomena have we labeled? Lightning and, St. Elmo's fire, volcanoes, and how the sun does its solar eruptions and sunspots. And it seems like we've labeled pretty much a lot of things that start to make it that God isn't needed as anything anymore. Where's God now? So if we've labeled everything and said, hey, those are all effects that we've observed, we didn't label it God. So now God is vanishing rather quickly. See the problem here? No, you don't. Of course you don't. Oh! Oh! How did you guys let me do that again? I didn't play my Minecraft. Ah, okay. The joke is dead. All right, back to the
Example, if I hold an apple, straight forward and I let go, it's gonna drop. You
yeah,
can see the effects happening.
yeah.
But the atheists
And we can't see the effect of God, so that's a problem.
say because we don't see something, it doesn't exist.
No, that's called a straw man. It's not just that we don't see the thing of God. We also have no way to test God. And God, what is God? Now we have to go to that because I know what an apple is, but I don't necessarily know what door? Oh man. Now let it ruin my live stream. Oh, hi. Yeah. Go ahead. Hold on. Well, real life. So I think I'll do this later. Yeah. So we'll redo this. Pretend the stream didn't happen.